What's up, guys? It's been a crazy weekend. I've been busy as poop with everything. So on a Saturday, I want to say, I made this, which is awesome, but I'm almost done pushing and it's 1%. And I don't really want the ice masterpieces when I am done with my push because I want to either save up more powder or like do offense, something like that. So I kept it in storage, which made my storage look like this, which is, I mean, a good problem to have, but it was really annoying because I was trying to statue swap and it was like impossible because when I swap, I usually make an ice statue. I keep one building health and one building damage guardian with low boost, and then whichever one I make first at a reasonable value, that's the one I swap. And it was hard because I couldn't plan ahead with that. Like if I made an ice statue, I couldn't store it and I couldn't like put it down. So I'd have to guess which side it was going to be. So I ended up doing this really silly thing of swapping a masterpiece and it looked hilarious. I put down the 31% again just to keep the perfect ice in storage if I want to use that after my push is over. But all that's done, let's go over to the game now. Mega Crab happened and we're under attack. And I don't really record Mega Crab because it's so time intensive already and I'm busy on the weekends. It's really hard for me to post on the weekends. So I just say like, screw it. I don't have the time. I'll like update you guys after the fact, but I can't do it when I'm actually doing Mega Crab, which is unfortunate, but whatever. So whenever this dude's done attacking, we can get into the replays. I did make it to stage 80 and got the diamond diamond trophy, like barely. That was way more stress than I wanted it to be. It took, I think I had maybe 6 attacks left when I made it there, and it looked like it was going to be closer than that. I had a few really lucky solos right at the end that got me to that number, and I stopped right there. I was like, I'm done. There's no more Mega Crab I have in me. That's all I want. I'm done. And now the Cryo Bomb is out, which is awesome. Cryo Bomb, in my opinion, has the highest power ceiling of any of the GBE abilities. Like, you can use it to clear mines, you can use it to slow down defenses, which is even more important in my opinion. In operations, you can buy yourself crazy amounts of time on things that you can't shock. I think you can get like 4 Zuka shots before something that's cryo-bombed shoots you, which is a tremendous amount of time when you don't have the GBE to actually shock stuff and get the whole 10 seconds of this guy. I must be being attacked by Team Med right now or something like that. One thing about pushing is that almost all the time I log in, like more than half the time, I'm being attacked. And it's really, really annoying because there's some times where you just want to check in, make sure everything's good, like see how the op's going, make sure your statues are boosted or whatever. And it's annoying that every time you want to play a game, you have to wait for up to 5 minutes just to log in. And then if you use up your whole protection timer, if you use up the 4 hours of in-game activity, you can just like get blocked out permanently and you can't log in at all, which is, you know, it's whatever. If I play that much, then I need to take a break, but it hasn't happened in a while. So 1 minute left. I'm going to predict that he did not take it down, this attack, if he's taking that long. Usually you can tell with attacks how they're going. If they get to the last 30 seconds, they probably don't have it because usually armor is able to get it down more quickly than that, at least when it's boosted. And usually people with just a couple statues aren't using armor and using up every single second. Usually they're just using RZCM or something faster. So we'll see. My base has been doing really well, actually. I copied it from a layout that I faced a lot at the very, very start of my push. So hopefully tonight I'll make a video about how I rated my layout when I was pushing in like October when I was at 1300 VP. Yeah, definitely not going to finish this. Alrighty, So now that you've waited for 1.5 million minutes, I'll show you here. Sweet, diamond statues, woo! I'll walk you through this one attack I had that I wanted to show you. So Cryo Bomb has been so great. I'm not failing at all. These are from yesterday before it was out. So this is global number 2. He has a pretty solid layout, kind of spread out, but not that bad. With tanks was what I was using first. With this layout, they moved these things in the back, and that actually changed a lot. It made your bullet walk up silly and everything spread out, and it was not fun. So with this, key things are to interlace your like critters and your shocks on that laser beam, because you can distract it a lot with just critters. You don't need to shock it all the time. Secondly, make sure your troops stay alive when the shock launcher and rocket are both firing at them. I like critters up top, and eventually try to UR that shock launcher. You can see right here, just use critters to distract that laser beam for the last little bit. I didn't actually need it, never mind, but there we go. And get that shock launcher, and I'll reflare over. When I get up here, I'm going to try to get away with just using a box of critters and no smokes, no shocks or anything. I think I barely got away with it there. Mortar just barely locked on to that critter box. I was able to clear down. I wasn't sure if I wanted to take out that machine gun or not. I kind of let my troops go. I don't know if that was the right decision or not, but I got away with it this time. So maybe do that, maybe don't if you are using this strategy. Flare up top, and you need to be really careful because that rocket can destroy everything. I used 2 medkits, which might have been excessive, but I didn't want to take any risks. I know that offense is favored with the cryo bomb out, so I had the GBE to kind of mess around, especially with how cheap critters are. When I got down here, I wanted to keep the 3 heavies left alive because they are very important to being able to just like sit on that back wall and distract the rocket for a long time. So I shocked the boom cannon and the mortar because the mortar is also something liable to take down a bunch of stuff. As soon as that's gone, I went and started universal remoting. I had 2, I believe. One went for the boom cannon, which I like because boom cannons with max universal remote can take down a bunch of defenses, and the second went for that machine gun. You want all of the splash damage right on the HQ to be destroyed at some point, because that means it's not blowing up all of your critters, and the shock launcher has a better chance of being permanently distracted by them. Finally, the boom cannon becomes unhacked and takes out the rest of the heavies, but I had a universal remote left, and that bought me all the time I needed to finish taking down this base on my first try, which was really cool. I'm happy that like this tribe cycle isn't that meaningful. The mortar health and machine gun damage is really whatever. And the Asa boosts are pretty useless, but Chief Critters is cool, and Cryo Bomb is just so great. It's a lot of fun. So hope you guys enjoyed this really long video for one replay. I'll catch you next time. Until then, my name's Ryan. This is the PSC Life. Happy booming.